Is the PPT visible?
Yes, Vidya, it is.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to Python Bootcamps. Today's our session 2. In this session, we are just going to learn about variables and data types. Okay. First of all, variables. As discussed in the previous session, variable is nothing but an identifier where data or information is stored. It's a string of characters or numbers, or you can also involve underscores in it, and but not any kind of special characters as already discussed during identifiers. Associated with, I mean, you need to store information or data inside the variable. Assignment operator, which is denoted by equal to symbol, is the operator which is used to assign values to variables in Python. Not only Python, in many of the programming languages, it is the operator used to assign values to variables. Variable is nothing but like some kind of container to store the data inside the computer's memory. The name of the variable tells the computer where to find this value inside the memory. Imagine yourself near your mirror or in a kitchen. So whenever you want to find a specific item, you just go to specific cabinet where the item is available, and you straightly go to that and find that item very easily. If that is not mentioned, that specific value or variable, I mean information or thing is mentioned, I mean placed inside specific cabinet, it would be very difficult. In the same way, computer also finds it easy to find the data when it is stored inside a variable. Oh, okay. We'll just check this. Okay. Now let's just create some variable like VIT, and let's just take a string. Okay, now just you get this statement inside in the console as the string Vellore Institute of Technology, which is stored inside this variable VIT. Without this, you cannot access this. Okay. After this, like we can also take we can also use the assignment operator or assign values to variables in 3 different ways. The first one is many values to multiple variables. So you can take many values of data which can be stored in many variables, and also a single data can be stored in multiple variables. And the other one is unpacking collection. Collections are nothing but there are few data types like lists, dictionaries, sets, and tuples that they comes under collection. It's also used to unpack collections. Like Python allows you to extract the values into the variables from a collection of values in a list or tuple or any dictionary or a set. uh, we'll just see that. Okay. Okay, now let's take all the variables in a single line, some x, y, z. And also you don't need to mention each and every variable's data type while declaring it like other programming languages. It by default considers the data type of the variable, and you can also change the data type at any time while writing the program. That's not a very big issue. Okay, I will take just take some colors. Now we can just access all these variables separately, like x separately, y separately, then z separately. See, as this is mentioned in the single line, orange is considered with x, pink is stored inside y, and blue is stored inside z. Whenever all these are printed, we get orange, pink, blue in a line. The same way, this is example for you can use the comments in the early stage of programming. We can use comments to get better clarity while writing the program, so that we just don't get confused while writing it. We can type this many values to many variables. This is example for storing many values to many variables. And coming to the next one, we'll see one value to many variables. Okay. In this example, like while storing a single value in different variables, we can use equal to or assignment operator multiple times. Let's just take some image. Now, the same way you can print all the three separately, and you can access all the three separately. See, the same way, the same orange, the string called orange is stored in all three x, y, and z also. The same orange is printed thrice as we are printing all these. You can just remove a statement and run this. So it's printed two times. X and z are printed, but y is not printed. The other thing is unpacking. So let's just take a list, some fruits. Now let's just take colors. Colors equal to we'll take these three again. The same way you can access all these separately. They'll be stored respectively inside X, Y, and Z. Once, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. After this, you just need to mention X, Y, Z equal to this one, colors. Then the specific list is stored inside X, Y, Z respectively. Then you can print orange, pink, blue. You can assign all the values indirectly. First, you just need to store the values inside a list. Then assign the list to three different variables or any number of different variables. And this can happen only if both the number is same, because here you need to take three and here you need to take three. Once you just take another value here, then you can just get value error. You just don't need to do that, because you just have to take only three values for three variables. And this can be possible if you take another variable. That will be not a problem. Take another statement, print t. No, this can be possible. So just check that while writing your programs, while unpacking a list or any data type, either a tuple or set or dictionary. Our next topic is data types. Data types are the classification or categorization of knowledge items. It represents the type useful that tells what operations are often performed on the specific data. Data on which operations are performed are called operands while performing any other operations. Now, there are basic 6 standard data types in Python. They are numeric, string, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. This is a classification. Python data types are like numeric, dictionary, Boolean, set, and sequence type. All the sequence type takes strings, list, and tuples. Set is considered as different data type. Boolean value takes either true or false. Dictionaries, and under numeric data types, you get integer, complex numbers, and float. Let's go into all these data types. Okay. The numeric data generally represents the data which has numeric value, either integers or any numbers, but not something like strings and all. The numeric value can be an either integer, floating number, or even complex number. Integers is defined as int. Floating point numbers are denoted as float. And coming to complex numbers, it's complex class. All these are different classes in Python. Okay, first we'll see integer. Integer, as we already know, like we have been studying in maths as integers, either positive numbers, negative numbers, and zero. Into all these comes under integers. So we can store integers in Python. Coming to floating point numbers generally takes decimal values. This represents a float class. It's a true number with floating point representation. It is specified by decimal point. You can either use the character small e or capital E to denote that it is a floating point number. We have another type, complex numbers. Complex numbers are represented by complex class, as we already know, like it has its sorry real part. This is the real part of complex number, and this is imaginary part, and this is a vector. Now let's just run all these and check. You can find out the data type by using there's a function called type function in Python, so that you can just get the class of this inside inner value. See, this 5 belongs to integer class, so this is denoted by int class. And if you just take the same thing as some complex number, like 5 plus 4j, then it returns the complex class, because 5 plus 4j is a complex number. And if the same thing is performed with some floating point value, then you get a float class. And the same type function can also be used not only for numeric data types, any other data types. It returns the class of the object. As you all know, Python is object-oriented programming language. All these are considered as objects, and it returns the class of the object. The next one is string data type. String is also standard data type. It's a sequence of Unicode characters. A string may be collection of one or more characters put during a quotation mark, or double quote, or triple quote. It can be represented using an str class. Str class represents the string data type. We can perform, there are several operations which can be performed on strings. We'll be looking into that. The first one is concatenation. The second one is slicing. And the third one is repetition. Let's check that also. Now let's just take some string str equal to, or string 1 equal to anything, like you can take NGC. Now access this using its name, string 1. It's printed NGC. And if you want the same thing to return the data type of or class of the string, then just to get a better clarity. Okay. It returns an str class, which represents a string. And let's just go into the operations that can be performed on strings. The first one is concatenation, as seen in the slide. Concatenation is nothing but concatenating two different strings, which can be printed side by side. Let's just define two strings, str1 equal to NextGen and str2 equal to cloud. Okay. Now we just need to concatenate. Concatenation operator is nothing but the plus operator. When plus is used between two strings, then it is used as a concatenation operator. It concatenates two strings. Str1 plus str2. See, this is first string, and including this space, it's the second string. Both are concatenated. Concatenation is the first one. The second one is slicing. You can just take. Is anyone speaking? Take some string str1 equal to Python. So you can just slice if you want. And str1 of according to okay. See, according to this index, this first index mentioned in this can be taken so that y is printed, but it's up to 3 so that it considers only 1 and 2. If you want the third one, you need to mention it as 4 so that it's not involved. The final one is not involved. Please check about that. This is about slicing. I hope you all understood about slicing. Like if you want to take any substrings from the main string so that you can use this with indexing. The next one is repetition. Now let's just take the same string is Python. Okay. Now if you just want that string multiple times, you can just use the multiplication operator into 2 so that it's printed 2 times immediately. Similar to concatenating the same string side by side so that it repeats the same string. Okay. I hope it's clear. Okay, these are the other data types: list, tuple, set, and dictionary. We'll be discussing about these data types in next session in detail. Now let's just go through this fast. A list is formed or created by placing all the elements inside square brackets. As we've seen in the previous example, it's a list. Like while unpacking the okay, this is a list. This is mentioned. All the values are inside square brackets. You can create a list the same way using by placing all the values inside a square bracket separated by commas. It can have any number of items and they may or may not be of different data types. Like you can have different data types inside a string, not like arrays in other language. Like, all the data types can be involved in a single list. And it is also mutable. The next one is tuple. A tuple is defined as an ordered collection of Python objects. The only difference between tuple and list is that tuples are immutable. Almost list and tuples are both are same, but a list is mutable and tuples are immutable. Tuples can't be modified after it's created, but lists can. It is represented by tuple class. We can represent the tuples using parentheses. This is lists are represented using square brackets, and once it comes to tuples, you can use open parentheses. The next one is set. A set is an unordered collection of items. Every set element is exclusive and must be immutable. They cannot be changed afterwards, and no duplicates can be used inside a set. While coming to the other data types, you can of course use duplicates. You can make duplicates of the data. The third one is a dictionary. Dictionary is also an unordered collection of data values, which is used to store data values like a map, unlike other data types that hold only a single value as an element. And it also consists of a key value pair. It's provided within the dictionary to form it more optimized. In the representation of a dictionary data type, each key value pair during a dictionary is separated by a colon, whereas each key is separated by a comma. We'll be seeing the implementation of all these 4 data types in the next session. Thank you. I hope you found this session useful. Yeah, as Shiva did, can you just give some quick reactions? Like, how did you like the session? Okay. Thank you, Shiva. Okay. And also, let me just